Greetings, humans. Greetings, and welcome back to another fun-filled episode. Bear here, 29-year veteran of the woods, people. That's actually where bears live. A little, still recovering from the storm here. Had a number of limbs and all sorts of stuff down here in the woods. And of course, power, sometimes it works, sometimes it does not. So we'll see how the show goes for you good people out there. But go ahead, enjoy the holiday weekend. Enjoy the holiday weekend. Still trying to figure out. They call it Labor Day, but nobody's working. Still trying to figure out why you would call it. Wouldn't you call it day off? Day. Don't come into work Monday day? Something along those lines. Labor Day, it figures like you're going to be working extra hard somehow. Not really sure. Not too sure about that. But anyways, good times down here. Again, still hot. I don't know what happened. The hurricane came back around and struck us again or something like that. Usually when a big hurricane comes through, the thing that you get looking forward to whenever you're doing a little bit of recovery is, hey, at least it's going to be a little bit drier and a little bit cooler. And it was neither. It was hotter and wetter. So, still trying to figure it out that one. Grande decided to come in. He's like, I'm going to show up, tell everybody what's going on in the place. I'm like, okay, thanks a lot. Showed up in Gainesville. I'm like, oh, okay. I guess. You know, it's like if you had like 9/11 and you showed up in like Pennsylvania or something, or like New Jersey or something like that. Not even close. Not even close. That's all right. That's fine. No worries about it. No worries about that at all. Apparently his son Bo died in Iraq from a hurricane, so go figure. Go figure on that one, people. Yes, indeed. All right, well, anyways, getting through all of that. Of course, people, we're all here. The reason, no, not that one. The reason for the season, people, is actually we've got continuing the tradition that we normally have. For you good people, that'd be our month of. The September month of, as it were, people. So let's go ahead and get right on into it here. We've got, people, happy sourdough September. If you enjoy your sourdough bread, this is your month, people. Alopecia areata awareness month. It is. Be aware of all those bald ladies out there. Unfortunately, the actors and writers strike, unfortunately. Jada Pinkett Smith isn't going to be able to finish G.I. Joe 2, unfortunately. So, kind of a downer there, but I think we'll get by with it. People, it is National Spinal Cord Injury Awareness Month. So be aware. Be aware of that. Don't injure your spinal cord. It might hurt. National Pain Awareness Month. Beer will bring the pain, but only for 1 month here. That would be the month of September. Yes, indeed. Moving on. It is a Prostate Health Month, people. Make sure that prostate's healthy, folks. Make sure your prostate, your backside, your posterior, is in good health. There you go. I guess that would go along with the Pain Awareness Month. Hopefully they put you to sleep before all that. I guess that's only for the fellas out there. Maybe for the ladies out there, but mostly for the fellas. Well, here we go. For the fellas, for the ladies out there, I should say, it's a Gynecological Cancer Awareness Month, so be aware. Fellas, check your back hole. Ladies, check your front hole. Make sure you're all up to date on everything there. Yes, indeed. I guess going with prostate health, maybe a whole grains month. You only have to eat whole grains, but just for 1 month. That would be the month of September, people. It is National Neonatal Intensive Care Awareness Month, so be aware. National Blood Clot Awareness Month. Don't get a clot, people. Pardon me. Cancer, I apologize. National Blood Cancer Awareness Month. Completely two different things there. I guess a blood clot month would be next month. Speaking of blood clots, it is National Sickle Cell Awareness Month, people. Be aware of the sickle cells. If there's any month that we need, it would be this month of September. That would be the National Recovery Month. We have to spend an entire month just to become recovered, especially from bear, from not only Tampa Bay, the Comic Con, but also a hurricane. So we had two in 1 month there, people. It was quite a month here. So gotta get rested and ready for October. National Disease Literacy Month. So all the other diseases, it all comes together here, people. It all comes together this month right here. Literacy, diseases, months, national. National Square Dance Month, people. Swing your partner round and round. Swing your partner round and round. Square Dance Month. Square Dance Month. I guess you're already aware of it. Swing your partner round and round. For better breakfast month, people. Swing your partner round and round. It's how they get some better breakfast. Better breakfast, people. Yes, indeed. You can wear your fall hat to the square dance. Yes, you can, people. Bring your hat to the dance, swing your partner round and round, get a better breakfast, ding ding ding, yada 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 yada. It is Hispanic. I don't think this would fit in with National Square Dance Month. But anyways, it is Hispanic Heritage Month. But only from September 15th to October 15th? That's like half a month and half a month. That's not even a full month there. I don't know what's going on with that. Why are the Hispanics just taking half of 1 month and half of another month? I mean, because usually you would figure, I would suppose October would be Hispanic Awareness Month with all the Christopher Columbus Day and all that. Do we still celebrate Christopher Columbus? I'm not even sure anymore. I think they got rid of Christopher Columbus. They cut him out and put up Juneteenth, so they just kind of moved that date around, I suppose. People, it is National Suicide Prevention Month, but just for 1 month. Bear tries to prevent suicide every month, but I guess this is the month to prevent it all. National Library Card Sign-Up Month, people. So go ahead, get your library card. Bear still needs to take his books in. I gotta get that going. We'll make a video of that and do that. If you haven't checked out some of the other videos, in fact, let me put it in here. The archive channel been doing pretty good here. If you haven't checked it out, Bear has been a little bit behind here, but finally got caught up literally last night. So the next video should be coming out, I believe tonight. If Bear remembers correctly. So go ahead. You can go and check it out. Check it out there. Would appreciate it a whole lot there. But anyways, I need to take some books. over there to the library. So gotta do that. Hopefully this month here we'll do that. National America Month. It is National America Month. I would assume it would be National America all the time, but there you go. National America Month. It is a Pulmonary Fibrosis Awareness Month. Bear had no idea. He was not aware. People, it is National Italian Cheese Month. Oh boy, let's see. You got the Parmesan. Yes, that's so good. You've got the, what else do you have? All of the Reggianos, all of the Pecorinos, all of the mozzarellas. Probably a number that Bear is forgetting there. But he's got an entire month to figure it out, people. National Italian Cheese Month, people. It's Self-Care Awareness Month, people. Take care of yourself. International Update Your Resume Month. Save Your Photos Month. But just for 1 month, people. You don't gotta do it all year long. National Childhood Obesity Awareness Month. Suck it in, fatty. Come on. What? Hold on. Polycystic Ovarian Syndrome Awareness Month. I don't even have a photo to it. Oh my goodness. People, it is National Sewing Month. This month right here, the month of September. That would be your month for sewing. National Preparedness Month. For crying out loud, Bear was already prepared. Whatever. We had to get prepared for the old hurricane. That was fun. Fun times. National Mortgage Professional Month, people. National Mortgage Professional. You can't be an amateur mortgage person out there. You can't be doing it as a hobby on a lark, on the weekends or something like that. You need to be a professional. Professional. Bear's trying to get into the National Broadcast Professional Month. Still has missed it every single year. Every single year. Seems like every single show. Ay. I tell you, people. It is National Rice Month, people. Go check out some rice. Put it in your mouth. It's the month to do it. I guess with the Italian cheeses? Well, okay. We'll go with it. National Potato Month, people. To go along with the rice, you get National Potato Month. Yes, indeed. Bear recently found out that he was... he comes from the old country there. Ireland there. So apparently they've got black bears in Ireland. So there you go. Who can do? Who can do? Not canoe month. That's another month, people. But don't worry about it, because it is National Piano Month. I don't have the... but if he did have a piano, he would play it for you, people. Not enough room in the cave, though. National Mushroom Month, people. You can put your mushrooms with your potatoes and your Italian cheeses and your rice. Just put them all together. Put them all together, including with some national chicken as well. There you go. People, you need to self-improve yourself this month. Bear's been trying to self-improve here. It's a long journey. Actually, I'm trying to. Let me test. Hold on one second, people. Test. La. There we go. Yeah, so I've been trying to do a little bit better with the audio here on the shows. We actually had kind of a table microphone every time Bear banged on the table, which was quite a lot apparently. It would get a little distorted there, so we got a little bit of a different microphone set up and trying to get a little bit of the echo down, so hopefully that's working. A number of things, people. We're trying to improve all the time here, people, all the time. Finally got some stuff here. Hopefully whenever Bear does another box open, I'll be able to do it. I've been doing it before with the sort of look-down camera, but it's been kind of an awkward way of doing it. So hopefully now we can get it to work here. That is how Bear will self-improve, people. Hopefully. We'll see. Bear's got all month. To self-improve. It sounds fine to Grant. Thank you, Grant. 4K. Yes, indeed. Hopefully the internet and electricity will stay up. We'll see. National Little League Month, people. Go check out the Little Leaguers. Baby safety, but only for this month, people. I keep them safe for a month, and then they're on their own. Baby, you're on your own for the rest of the month. For October and November and yada, 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 it's all up to you, baby. But not this month. It's September. So we gotta keep you safe. And finally, people, I don't know why this wouldn't go with the pianos, but it's Classical Music Month, people. So go check out some classical music while you're eating your chicken and rice, eating your mushrooms, playing on the piano, getting a mortgage, possibly. Preparing. You gotta prepare out there, people. Don't get too fat. Don't get your children too fat. But only for 1 month. Make sure you save those photos, though. Get some self-care. Self-Care in America Month. There you go. Finally go get your library. Prevent your suicide. Put on a hat. Swing your partner round and round. Make sure you're up to date on all your disease literacy. Get recovered. Don't get blood cancer or sickle cell. Eat your grains. Check your prostate. Be aware of your pain and your bald head and your spinal cord. And finally, wrap it all up with some sourdough, people. Enjoy some sourdough out there. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. There. So, anyways, there we are. There is the September month of, people. Go ahead, check it out. Check it out. Check it outers. All right, let me get to. I only have one. Campaign update. That'll be from Graham Nolan. He says he's had a busy day. A busy day at the fulfillment center. Julie began to box up the CGC books. For crying out loud. Joe Frankenstein Part 1 and the first load went out to the post office. He was busy signing trading cards for Part 2. I think I need to go get Part 2. I forgot to get that one. All the while, the Chino waits. It waits for you people. Have a great Labor Day weekend, he says. Well, Graham is fulfilling Labor Day by working on Labor Day weekend. Good for you, sir. Don't be like all those other slackers that don't labor on Labor Day weekend. There you go. And he's smiling. He's happy about it too. He is happy to be signing cards for you good people out there. And fulfilling. Look at all those boxes. That's a lot of boxes. There you go. I'm assuming this is Julie. There you go. There you are. Holy cow, it's only 60 degrees? Hold on 1 second, people. Bear's can I zoom in? Gosh darn it, I can't zoom in. Like 60 degrees? Oh, for crying out loud. We haven't even got 60 degrees for a low. For crying out loud. It was like 70. Bear woke up and, checked the temperature outside last night. About 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning, right before the sun came up. It was a brisk 76 degrees with like 90% humidity. So, gosh darn it, Graham out there. Gosh darn it. How dare you, sir. And there are the Chino dolls. There are the Chinos as well. There you are. Pretty cool. So if you got yours, it is coming in the mail. You better watch out. And you better not cry. Not for the Chinos. Not at all. That'd make Graham a little unhappy there. Yeah, it would. All right, and finally, I got one literally as Bear was coming online here. Let me get right to it. From your boy Zach. The Jawbreakers contingency campaign is closed. For now, he says. Hi, everyone. Hi, you boy. The Jawbreakers contingency campaign is closed, but it will return next year as a last chance campaign when the print file is complete. He says, thanks. And that's from Richard. So there you go. He got $62,790 on that one. There you go. Let's see. That wasn't the one. That was the one that just opened, right? Yeah, that was the one that he just fulfilled, or he just started. So, I don't know. Your boy Zach, he has some weird campaign schedules here. Probably should do it kind of the John Malin kind of fashion. Just have it open for a month and then just kind of remind people, hey, it's gonna go for another month, but then it will be closed. I think he had this open. Let's see. He says 50,000 backers, or excuse me, 788 backers on August 14th. So he had it open for a month previous to that, right? So it would have been in July. I thought he started that after that. Maybe he did. Anyways, at 900, almost just shy of 1,000, 992 backers out there. So there you go. Go check out Jawbreakers. I believe this is number 5. He's still fulfilling 4, if Beer remembers correctly. So this will be 5. There we go. There we are. So that is from your boy Zach. If you want a Jawbreakers contingency, you gotta wait. You gotta wait till next year, people. Unfortunately. Grant says it looks like the claymation abominable snowman from the Christmas show. I'm assuming those. So yeah, there we go. I can't remember if this was a separate book or not. I saw it in the background here. You can see it right here. So I'm not sure if that was a full book or if it was just kind of an add-on or something. Bear can't. I don't remember right off the top of the old noggin here for Bear. But yeah, pretty cool. Looks like an interesting little plush doll that you got there. Pretty cool. I like the red eyes. The red eyes and the red hands. So, yeah, that does kind of look like the old, the old stop motion. What was that? The Rudolph. Was that Rudolph, Grant? I can't remember if it was the Rudolph or if it was another. It was another Christmas special out there. But there you go. There you are, people. Some good stuff. Good stuff from Graham Nolan. Three good people. All right, let me get back. Do the thing with the thing. Because. Oh, okay. He does. I thought so too. The original one, the one from like the 1950s, I think it was. Maybe late 40s, early 50s, somewhere around there. Something along those lines. All right, let me do the thing with the thing. Do the thing. By the way, I didn't do this the last time. I thought I skipped past this, but we're going to get into some news here in just a second. But I always find it funny. I always find it kind of interesting whenever they come out with a headline or a title or something, and then they say, "Oh my God, we got a whole backlash. We got to stealthily edit it." So I thought this was kind of interesting where they had from the good folks at the New York Times. He says, "Elections are bad for democracy." Got a little feedback from that. Wait, hold on. No, the worst people run for office. It's time for a better way. Oh, yeah, that's totally what we meant. Not the other thing. Not the other thing. Not at all. No. We meant the first thing there. Anyways, they got caught. They got caught from that. That was pretty funny. Thought that was quite hilarious. All right. Anyways, anywho, people, from the good folks here at the New York Post, just in time for the weekend here, the long weekend. Just 12 rather. Let me grab a drink. For crying out loud. That's water. Hold on. There we go. Today's brew is brought to you by Prooftoberfest. So, even though we're just in September, it's never too early to start your Oktoberfest. So, there we go. Cheers. Cheers to everyone out there. Just 12% people of Americans, mostly men, are eating half of our beef supply. What? Oh my God. This from Mark, how do you pronounce that? Lanalina, Mark Lanalina. Oh, where's the beef? He says. In America, it's getting scarfed up by a small minority of people. A new study reveals that 50% of the beef consumed in any given day goes to just 12% of the U.S. population. And this heavily consumption, and this heavy one of these days, Bear will do a professional show. In the meantime, another drink. And this heavy consumption of beef has significant health impacts on those Americans who are eating half of our steaks, meatballs, wieners, and hamburgers. I'm sure there's a little bit more to that than just that, but okay. Current USDA guidelines suggest eating 4 ounces per day of meat, poultry, and eggs for those consuming 2,200 calories per day. But, they say, the study reveals some Americans are far exceeding that amount. The USDA reports Americans overall consumed a whopping 30 billion pounds, holy cow, Bear is stunned. Americans overall consumed a whopping 30 billion pounds of beef in 2021, which equals almost 60 pounds per person per year. The researchers were, quote, surprised. Such a small percentage of people consume such an outsized proportion of beef. Yada, 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 some person there. We focused on beef because of its impact on the environment and because of its high and saturated fat, which is not good for your health. Urgh. Yeah, it's fine. Don't just eat fat, people. You gotta have a complete diet, including your Italian cheeses, your rices, what else? What else were we doing this month? Your grains. You gotta have your whole grains. Sourdough bread. Make sure you eat some sourdough bread. Um, I'm sure there's some others there, but that all goes into the pyramid. That all goes into the pyramid, people. Indeed, an overwhelming number of studies find that consuming red and processed meats can contribute to heart disease, cancer, diabetes, and premature death. Oh my goodness, you don't want premature death, people. That's why Bear eats a good healthy amount of fish, people. You gotta mix it up. People. Jeff, good to see Jeff Potts here. I bet all that meat was purchased with NFTs. We do have an NFT story. I'm glad Jeff's here. We do. I kind of suspected Jeff might come by. We'll save that for a little bit later there, Jeff. We will. I continue on. The evidence is consistent across different studies, says Dr. Frank who? I don't know, some guy. And if you're wondering who's eating off that beef, the answer is disproportionately men. People between the ages of 50 and 65 were also more likely to eat a heftier portion of beef, he says. On average, teenage boys consume more meat, poultry, and eggs than is recommended in the food pyramid there. For adult men, the distance from the recommendations is even greater, the study authors wrote. They give you a nice little graph here. Let's see. Beef consumption in ounces. 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 ounces in portion of population. Not really sure what this graph is trying to tell you, but apparently it's pretty bad, people. Apparently pretty bad. Jeff says, yeah, I had to go there. You did, sir. It'd be a little curious if Jeff didn't mention NFTs. This may well be because meat, especially red meat, is associated with masculinity, strength, and power in Western culture. Men are more likely to subscribe to the idea that human lives are more valuable than those of animals. Wait, what? What? Hold on now. Hang on now. Bear's got a beef with that. He's got a beef with that. And are more likely to associate meat with healthiness. Whatever the reason, men are significantly less likely than women to consider reducing their meat consumption. Good for them. Almost a third of the beef eaten came from cuts of steak, such as steak or brisket, but 6 of the top 10 sources were mixes like burgers, hot dogs, burritos, tacos, meatloaf, or meat sauce, people. That's a lot of meat sauce, holy cow. The study published in the journal Nutrients examined data from the National Health and Nutrition Examination Survey. Haven't we all filled that out, people? Man, oh man, I remember I did that last year. Which tracked the meals of more than 10,000 adults over a 24-hour period. Sounds like fun. Burgers. Actually, those are well done, sir. I like the grill marks on there. Let's see, how many does he have here? Hold on 1 second, people. Bear's got curious now on this picture. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He's got 10 burgers on there, people. That ain't no joke, people. That's a professional right there. Plus the hot dogs. I mean, you got to roll the hot dog still, but put the hash marks there on the burgers. Pretty good job. Pretty good job there, I gotta say. That's all for one person. That's all for one guy. He's gonna eat 10 burgers and what is this? Like 6 or 7 hot dogs in one sitting. One sitting there. On one hand, if it's only 12% accounting for half of the beef consumption, you can make some big gains if you get those 12% on board, Bro says. On the other hand, those 12% may be the most resistant to change. Which one do you think, Rosie? Expert noted that despite the resistance, changing diets may require just a simple adjustment. If you're getting a burrito, you could easily easily ask for chicken instead of beef. Nah. The evidence shows that people with a relatively low intake of beef have lower health risk. Who says? Who? I don't know. A general recommendation is that that people should stick to no more than 2 or 3 servings per week. That's all right. That's right. As the bumper sticker says, for the vegetarians out there, it's more meat for the rest of us. More meat for the rest of us. So go right ahead. Go right ahead and eat less. That will give beer more to choose from there. I tell you, people, they're really trying to get rid of cows and beef and put everybody all onto the fake meat, even though it doesn't work. Even though the fake meat is like 10 times as expensive and twice as bad for you. Oh man, terrible, terrible, terrible. Here we go. Jeff is dropping the knowledge on all of us here. He says because red meat contains specific amino acids required for muscle formation. Very good, sir. Very good. I personally eat more chicken, but red meat is essential part of the diet. Yes, indeed. I'd throw fish in there as well. These guys can go stuff themselves. There we go. There we are. I would have stronger words than that, but there you go. I just thought that was funny. 12% of Americans, mostly men, are eating half of our beef supply. So you know what they're going to do? They're going to try and just get rid of 12% of Americans and say, hey, look, we saved the environment. Yay! Yay! We did it, people. We did it. Stuff themselves indeed, Jeff. Like a turkey. Like a turkey. This one came up. Bear saw this and a couple other different channels out there. I don't know if we want to repeat some of this stuff. Just kind of, I don't know. You kind of get stuff where it's like, oh, okay, yeah, that just confirms what we already know. But some people come, some people go. So you never know. Here we are. Jeff says my wife is constantly asking me to grill steaks on the weekend. That is a good lady right there, Jeff. You should hang on to her. That's a good lady. Bounding into comics, J.B. Augustine. Unearthed comments show DC studio leader James Gunn was no fan of Tim Burton's Batman or Christopher Nolan's Batman Begins. What does that leave us with? I mean, does that leave us with like the Joel Schumacher stuff? I don't know. I guess so. Oh, and the Batman, of course. Of course. James Gunn's outspokenness on social media got him in trouble in the past. What? No way. James Gunn? Really? Huh? What did he say? What did he say? What did he say? Well, unfortunately, I can't repeat it because, probably get beer banned. Holy cow. That's some bad stuff. Causing him to delete his accounts for a period of time. Gee, I wonder why. Huh. Last time it was a series of rediscovered jokes and a post of a perverse nature that briefly cost him his job. The internet was aghast, but Warner Brothers brought him on board without flinching to reinterpret the Suicide Squad. Which, by the way, okay, alright, fine, there was never any, contrition. There was never any, it was only oh, well, that was me at an earlier age, and I don't think that anymore. okay, but could you at least say that those were in bad taste and somebody with those comments shouldn't be making movies for children? I mean, go ahead, make your weird avant-garde, weird sort of stuff there, but yeah, I mean, comic book movies, not so much. Not so much. By the way, Suicide Squad that he did, Warner Brothers bought him in, reinterpreted Suicide Squad. It lost money. It lost money. It lost like 25 million dollars or something like that. It didn't even recoup the cost. I think it was like 150, and they brought in like 120, something along those lines. History has repeated itself as a series of Facebook comments have resurfaced. What Gunn had to say involved a negative opinion of two Batman movies. Though not as lurid, thank goodness, or as offensive as his other batch of posts. They were awkward, considering Gunn's new position. Moreover, they are polarizing enough to renew calls for his firing. When, when, when haven't they stopped? like every time he goes on, well, it's not Twitter anymore. He doesn't go on to X. What is it? What was the other one? Like Threads or something like that? The Meta, the Facebook one? Oh, yeah. Nobody's on there except for James Gunn, apparently. Gunn, the co-president of DC Studios, does not like Tim Burton's first Batman movie. You've got to be like the only person out there. That's like got to be the first person that Bear has ever heard of that didn't like the first Batman movie. I mean, even people that aren't comic book fans are like, yeah, that's a good movie. I enjoyed Michael Keaton. I enjoyed Jack Nicholson. All that sort of stuff. Or Christopher Nolan's initial crack at the Cape Crusader Batman Begins. I gotta say, I think Batman Begins is probably the best one. I would have to say. I think even The Dark Knight beats that. I know everybody loves that movie. Everybody loves that. I really liked Batman Begins because it was like, hey, we're making a Batman movie. Here you go. There wasn't like any like, as far as Bear can remember, there wasn't like any of the big pushes like you see in comic book movies nowadays. Came out and it was like, yeah, hey, we'll give it to this fellow Christopher Nolan. He's made some interesting films. Let's see what we can do with Batman. You know, it's been sitting on the shelf for a couple of years here with the George Clooney one. So, you know, okay, let's go ahead. Let's give it to the guy. Let's try it out. And actually pretty good. Good origin story. A good villain, good story. I think the ending was it could have done a little bit better on the ending there, but I think everything else worked in that movie. So to say that you don't like Batman Begins, I mean, that's kind of odd. I think even fans of the Christopher Nolan universe that like, you know, The Dark Knight and the one that returns, the third one, would probably say even Batman Begins as the third movie that they have on that list there, I still would say it'd probably be better than a lot of the other ones. So, I don't know. Enjoyed Batman Begins. Probably because there wasn't, you know, the hype, the expectations, and all that sort of stuff at the time. Just a good movie. Good movie. Jeff says James Gunn can also go stuff himself. Careful now, he's into that weird stuff. He might actually kind of like that. You better watch out there. As highly regarded as those films are to this day, and despite how successful they proved to be, Gunn was unable to get into them and did not see what the hype was about. You didn't understand what the hype about of Batman '89 was? That was like the biggest movie back then, including like there was a bunch of other movies that came out at that time. I mean, Batman, the original one there, or the Tim Burton one, that was a big movie. That was a big movie. Man, oh man. He had a few bones to pick with the '89 film rating. The Tim Burton Batman is a poorly written? What? Huh? What? Okay. All right, Tim Burton Batman is poorly written. Sure. The soundtrack is the worst work of everyone involved. R.I.P. Prince, but no. No. I mean, I'm sure James Gunn is really pissed that you know the top pop hits of the 1980s weren't in Batman. There, I'm sure he's really disappointed. No, Prince did a terrific job with the soundtrack. What? Huh? What? He even had a couple new tracks on there, a couple original tracks. So no, Prince. I think Prince actually came out and said he did a really good job. He really enjoyed working on the film there. So, anyways, continue on. And is absolutely one of the most boring films ever. Really? Batman is one of the most boring films ever. Wow. Okay. Before we go further, he says, we can all agree that Prince had no business being involved with the film, right? No, I don't agree with that at all. I think you're a dummy. No. No, Prince did an excellent job. That was pure like 1980s, 1990s right there. Did a terrific job. Gunn did not think that Jack Nicholson was a good Joker either. Really, I thought he was probably the best Joker. R.I.P. Heath Ledger too. Although Heath Ledger, he did his own little thing. He kind of did his own. He put his own stink on it. But no, I would say Jack Nicholson. He just. It was a lot of a Jack Nicholson character more so than the Joker character. So uh, you might have a slight criticism there, but no, not really. I think he did fine. Let's see. Writing the performance off a cheap imitation of Jack Torrance in The Shining, wearing ugly clown makeup. No, not even. I don't even know. Man. Okay, everybody's got their opinions. As for Michael Keaton, considered by most the par excellence of Batman actors, a Gunn pining for the days of Adam West could not stand his voice or his acting. I thought I thought Michael Keaton did a great. I guess we can kind of figure out why they got rid of the Michael Keaton stuff coming up here. He's supposed to be in the Batgirl movie, if Beer remembers correctly, and there was another one that he was supposed to be in. He was in the Flash. He's in the Flash. He was supposed to come back. He was supposed to be in the end of the Flash movie, and then they totally redid it where it was George Clooney, which I thought was kind of funny. You know, if you're going to end out the entire series and all that sort of stuff. Okay, George Clooney coming in. Okay, that's kind of interesting. That's kind of funny, but no, I thought an old Michael Keaton Batman was actually kind of decent. Kind of decent there. Except for the fighting in The Flash. I thought that was a little over the top. But other than that. No, Michael Keaton's great. He's a great actor. I don't know what the hell's wrong with this guy. Couldn't stand his voice or his acting. And on top of everything, he goes on, the dark creature of the night can't even move his neck. Wow. Give me a break. It's ridiculous. Awful film. So that's what it boils down to, is he couldn't move his neck? Oh, for crying out loud. Burton's A Planet of the Apes is genius by comparison. Said literally nobody ever. Now that is a take, he added. It took him 2 movies, but Nolan fixed the problem of Batman turning his head. Ha ha. Why does that even matter? You're currently writing a story where a man flies through the air. That doesn't happen, but yet you're complaining about a guy that can't turn his neck. Okay, we'll go with it. Not that this changed Gunn's mind. He says, I have a problem with both of Nolan's films. I don't think either one is You mean all 3? I have problems with both of Nolan's films. I guess he's talking about the first 2. I guess he likes the third one. Go figure. I didn't really like the third one. I thought the third one was the weakest of the series. I thought Batman Begins was excellent. Dark Knight was right up there with it. Some people may say it goes past it. Fine, that's fine, whatever. I thought there was too much of a contrivancy with the Joker and some of the stuff. His plans had to go absolutely perfect. So that's why I didn't like the second one as much as the first. But okay, whatever. I don't even really think Batman Begins is good, says James Gunn, despite being the first cinematic take on Batman. So what? Stallone's Judge Dredd was the first dark take on Judge Dredd. The movie is awful. No, the Batman movie is awful. I could go down the list. Don't make beer, but yeah, that movie was awful. Not this one. Even Michael Keaton is surprised. Like, huh? What? What's this guy drinking? Speaking of drink, driving beer to drink here. Good stuff. We wonder what Gunn's opinion of the Batman is. He probably loves it. He loves them young, as they say. He must be okay with it if he's willing to let Matt Reeves go ahead with a standalone Batverse right under his nose. The same can't be said for Michael Keaton, it seems. The wings of his comeback were clipped by James Gunn. James Gunn's remarks go a long way in potentially explaining why. What do you make of Gunn's past comments? Well, here's what I'm wondering. If he's keeping the Batman in, okay, the Batman is the dark take on everything. So James Gunn's kind of coming in. So you got the sort of Guardians of the Galaxy that he did, and even the Suicide Squad that he did. James Gunn, he's only got two emotions. It's either really funny, goofy, stupid stuff, or he's really, sad, and and there's like nothing in between there. I'm wondering if the Batman is going to be the sad part of Batman. We've talked about it in the past how there's like 5 different Batmans. The Batman is going to be the sad part. They're coming out with this guy that did the Flash movie, Andy, what was it? Andy Muschietti, I think is how you pronounce it. I'm wondering if that one is going to be like the sort of quirky, funny, goofy, slapstick, almost Adam West. If he didn't like the Christopher Nolan movies, if he didn't like the Tim Burton movies here, by process of elimination, he liked the Batman, of course, and apparently he liked the Joel Schumacher movies, which, I mean, I've said the Joel Schumacher movies are better than the Batman, but that's not a high compliment. So, So why? Is there going to be a funny Batman in the future? I don't know. I really hope not. Please don't. Please don't make it so. But there you are, people. James Gunn with another hot take. The hottest. The hottest of all hot takes. Hottest of all hot takes. Grant gives Bear a thumbs up. Thank you, sir. I could really use him. Could really use him right now. Do appreciate it. There you are. Anyways, there is James Gunn making his comments known. All right, I got one more story here. One more story, and then we'll get into the NFTs. We will. I literally came across them, and I was thinking, here's one for Jeff right here. Ha ha. No, I didn't. I just saw the story. I was like, I gotta do this. From Wired out here. Angela Wirecutter. Really? That's her name? Well, Watercutter. Kind of a long article. I'm not going to get into all of it, but kind of explains a number of things that we see going on here. So I think it was kind of interesting. Wanted to make beer stink on it. Of course, we got to help out old Yellow Flash out there. So there you go. The anticlimactic death, people, of the streaming wars. Did you know the streaming wars are over? It's over. It's kaput. It's done. Productions are grinding to a halt at Netflix, Amazon, Disney Plus, and Max. Are leaning hard on ad-supported models. The result of all this disruption might just be everything old being new again, people. Maybe a League of Their Own was doomed to strike out. A passion project in all senses of the word. It was a reboot, hell-bent on showing the queer lives of the All-America Girls Professional Baseball League. Yay! Yay, that's what we want to see. Well, that's making me reach right to the remote. and changing the channel. Changing the channel. More succinctly, it was the kind of reimagining long-form prestige tapping into an existing niche fan base. There's a niche fan base for a league of their own? Okay, whatever, all 12 of them. That often only gets a shot thanks to a deep-pocketed streamer. It got to play one season. Last spring, Amazon Prime Video renewed it for a truncated season. I think they mean season 2. Truncated season 2. Last Friday, that plug got pulled. Amazon pointed the fingers at the ongoing writers and actor strikes. Abby Jacobson, the Broad City star, I don't know either, people, who concentrated the series, hit Instagram to say that blaming the cancellation on the strike was, quote, BS and cowardly. Aww. But the fact remains, the show's life on Prime Video is over. Kaput, people. Amazon also canceled the second season of the William Gibson adaptation, The Peripheral. Despite having, by the way, poor folks, it was, speaking of Christopher Nolan, it was, I believe, Jonathan Nolan, his brother. They had the Westworld. They had Westworld over at HBO. Fantastic first season. And then it just, crapped the bed in the second season and got a couple more seasons and just kind of got canceled. They went over to Amazon. They went over to Amazon to do something, this Peripheral show. Like, all right, this could be the hot new thing. We're over to Amazon. Yeah. And now that's canceled. Hollywood is a ruthless business. No matter which network or streamer a show calls home. When the world looks back in, say, 30 years, the halcyon days of streaming will be looked upon as optimistic and fleeting. A time when Silicon Valley largesse meant Amazon could drop hundreds of millions of dollars on the token adaptations of Rings of Power, and Netflix would back the money trucks up to Shonda Rhimes, who also needs a truck to get around. Shonda Rhimes' house shows she could develop Bridgerton. We all know Bridgerton, right? We've all seen that. We have, right? At least one of you's seen that, right? Nobody's seen Bridgerton. Okay, whatever. I'm sure all that money was worth it. In all likelihood, those kinds of deals will still exist in 2053, but will we? That's the question. But as competition in the streaming space gets tighter, the moonshot projects will likely be fewer, and the emphasis on return on investment will only increase. Oh, you don't say. Pardon me, people. The writing has been on the wall for a while, but got reinforced this week when the Hollywood Reporter pointed out that streamers are increasingly guiding users to ad-supported versions of their services. Interesting. Ad-supported. So the whole thing with streaming, we decided to get out of all the ad-supported stuff on cable and over the air, so you could go to your favorite streamer and watch whatever you want to watch, whenever you want to watch it, with no ads. Just put down a couple bucks a month and it's all golden, people. Except for, like, if you're a fan, you're like the two fans of Willow out there, or some of the other shows that they put on for a season or two and then says, okay, this is not making any money. The only way it's going to make us money is if we can do it as a tax write-off. So they completely removed it from their server. So even if you enjoyed it, it's gone. It's kaput. Poof. Bye. And also, like Disney, they come in and they'll change different stuff. Like, what was the one? Like the E.T. movie where they took out the guns. You couldn't share the guns. There's a whole bunch of stuff. I think Max, they took out any of the stuff where any of the movie posters had any smoking in it. So they took out the cigarettes. They took out the smoking. It's kind of odd, kind of strange, but there you go. Anyways, largely by increasing the cost of their ad-free tiers. So they're increasing the cost of their ad-free tiers. So people are either going to the ad-supported versions, or they're probably just going to drop it altogether. Earlier this month, Disney announced that the cost per month of Disney Minus and Hulu would be going up $3. Paramount Plus swapped its $10 ad-free plan for a $12 one. Netflix offers a $7 a month ad-backed plan and a premium one that costs more than $15 per month. Yikes. Peacock in July upped the price of its ad-supported version by $1 and its ad-free iteration by $2. As long foretold. This all just seems like streaming becoming the new cable TV. What? No way. Now there are more streaming services than there used to be, rather, network television stations. People are trying to save money on all their subscriptions. If ads help them do that, so be it, they say. But if every streamer is just a TV network, or some sort of modern day HBO in the 90s equivalent, that could leave content like The Peripheral or The League of Their Own in the lurch. Terrible. Horrible, even. Let me take a drink to that one. Advertisers say, advertisers want rather, to know that they're reaching eyeballs, and shows with small, a bit devoted fan bases may not be the one to lure those ad execs in. Once again, any show that isn't the level of a Seinfeld or Cheers may only get a season or two. Which is funny because Seinfeld almost got canceled after season one, and I believe Cheers, they were on the rocks for like a season or two, if Bill remembers correctly. The prestige stuff could still go to networks like Showtime or HBO, networks that traditionally got away with more because they didn't have to worry about advertisers. But even HBO and its streaming home Max is run by someone who comes from Discovery. And as the New Yorker detailed this week, has become a Hollywood anti-hero. The Z-Man, the poor guy. There's also the matter of live sports. For years, live sports has been the thing that's kept fans from fully cutting cable cords. But as Hulu, Amazon, YouTube, Apple, and others have moved to incorporate sports in their offerings, the necessity of getting ESPN or something like NBA League Pass via cable subscriptions has gone down. That's cool and all? Really? They actually said that? That's cool and all. Okay. Why not just say that's dope, yo? That's dope, yo. But it means those wanting to follow the NFL do so via half a dozen networks, including Prime Video, and advertisers are following them. That is what we mean when we say no one is winning the streaming wars. It's not that one day there won't be streaming services or that just one or two will dominate. It eventually means that mergers, consolidations, and spin offs will leave viewers choosing between a handful of channels they really, really want, like they chose cable packages in the past. So there you go, people. There you go. It just came fully back around. Fully back around. All the networks will be vying to offer the most viewed content. Not niche shows like Minx, never heard of it. Maybe the Hollywood strikes will end and streamers, which are bargaining alongside the studios, will start paying the same residuals. Haha. Doubtful. Networks do. Maybe Apple will buy Disney after all. Haha. Doubtful. Maybe no one will be in their own league, they say. Says Angela Watercutter. Hiya! Wah! Cut that water. Cut that water right in half. I thought she was building up to a point here. I'm not sure. Not sure where she was going with that, but yeah, there you go, people. There is streaming. You see Disney Plus just losing viewers left and right, raising prices. A number of people out there are basically taking a look at okay, I've got 5 or 6 streaming services that I'm paying X amount for, or I could just go with cable. It has basically the same stuff that I want to see, and it costs, less. It costs less per month out there. So I think a lot of people are taking a second look at some of the streaming and saying, do we really need to watch The League of Their Own again? The lesbian version, because they left it out in the other version. Not really. I don't even know if there's any stars in this one. Let's see. Don't recognize her. Don't recognize her. Don't recognize her. And I guess she's supposed to be Madonna. Don't recognize any of them. Any of them at all. But there you go. Terrible. Terrible, people. I'm sorry you don't get to see your League of Their Own. League of Their Own series out there. All right. Well, I've kept Jeff Potts waiting for way too long here. Way too long. That would be from our good folks here at Variety. Let's see. Jordy. Jordy Visser. Jordy Visser. Why NFTs could hold a key for Hollywood creatives. Oh, let's see. The ongoing strikes by writers and actors in Hollywood represent an unprecedented turning point for the industry to reevaluate compensation for artists' creative contributions. By the way, the guy that did that originally, way back in the early 1960s, it was a fella named Ronald Reagan. Good old Ronnie out there. So I'm sure all the actors are singing their praises to old Ronnie, saying, hey, thanks, appreciate that. We appreciate it. The disputes reflect the shifting dynamics of content consumption and compensation that have emerged from streaming. We were just talking about that. It becomes increasingly clear that the prevailing model often falls short, leading to complex payment systems that frequently leave many actors and writers uncompensated. The issue is magnified by the growing concern over artificial intelligence threatening roles and compensation in the entertainment industry. SAG-AFTRA President Fran Drescher and Chief, Chief Negotiator Duncan Crabtree Ireland, pick a name, sir, and or madam, highlighting this concern in a recent letter remarking, quote, all actors and performers deserve contract language that protects them from having their identity and talent exploited without consent and pay. Wait, what? Hold on. Pardon me, folks. Pardon me. I gotta check this out again. All actors and performers deserve contract language that protects them from having their identity and talent exploited without consent and pay. So if they have consent and pay, it's okay to be exploited? Is that where we're going? Is that where we're going, Fran Drescher and Mr. Crabtree Ireland? And or madam? I think that's a terribly worded statement there. We want to exploit people, but as long as they can consent and pay. And we get our sweet lucre here at the SAG. This statement captures the essence of the ongoing strike. Yeah, the guild members aren't looking out for their actual members. They're just looking out for their percentage that they're going to get. So, yeah, that's unusually truthful, I suppose. It's not only, we see this all the time, people, I swear. I'm going to do a drinking game every time I see fair pay here. It's not only about fair pay, but about securing rights and protections in a rapidly evolving digital world. What does that mean? I don't know, whatever. Meanwhile, emerging technologies like the blockchain, right here, in the fields, and non-fungible tokens offer intriguing solutions that can allow creators greater autonomy and earnings through forms of ownership over the digital content they create. That is highly doubtful. Even the top name, name the big actor out there. Let's see, Denzel Washington. Denzel Washington, he's coming out with his new, not Expendable. What's the name of the movie? Gosh, Equalizer. The Equalizer movie. I would say Denzel Washington is probably one of the last kind of few big name marquee actors that can open movies and people come just for the name, really. He doesn't have any ownership over the Equalizer movie, unless he has some sort of production deal with them. So even the highest paid actors and actresses out there, they don't have really any ownership over the movie that they're in, unless it's either A, part of, like your residuals and all that sort of stuff, or B, they're part of the production of the movie. So if they are, an actor in the movie and also producing the movie as well. Clint Eastwood would be a good example of this. He makes the films, but he also produces the films, so he actually gets a good bit of money out of that. So, no, this wouldn't. Just because you have NFTs doesn't mean automatically you have ownership over the film that you're producing, even if it's on digital. Doesn't matter. In some circles, understood as the next phase of the internet, Web 3. Oh, here we go. Web 3. Can we just move to Web 4? Can we just move to Web 4 where it's just, the Matrix pods and they pull you out every once in a while to make sure the battery's charged and just get on with it. Just put us into digital slavery and get on with it. We know where Web 3 is going with it. Emphasizing decentralized networks, BS, digital interaction, and transactions that can enable creators to establish a direct, transparent connection with both their audience and the consumer. The audience and the consumer are the same thing. Fellow or lady, whatever. I don't know if I don't even know if those people want a transparent connection with their audience and or the consumer. Tokenizing media assets could present an alternative model for creators to directly control and benefit from their work. That's assuming that the people that are producing would tokenize it and would give the artist or the actors out there a piece of that, which they probably won't because they have it already. So having an NFT doesn't really matter. Doesn't really move the needle. For writers, conventional publishing on or screenwriting avenues have often required them to relinquish rights to their works to publishers, studios, or agencies, diminishing writers' share of earnings for contributions. Okay, if you're a writer and you go to what did they say, a publisher, studio, or agency and say, look, this is mine 100%, you can't take a nickel off of it, you have to give me, all the rights and all the other stuff, it must be tokenized and put it in an NFT, you would be given the bum's rush out the door and thrown on your behind. On your behind, people. That would never happen in Hollywood. Even if you're a big time, like a Quentin Tarantino, that wouldn't fly. That wouldn't fly. Again, he's also helping to produce his own movies. That's why he can get a little bit more out of it. But no, if you're as a writer, an unknown writer, and you go up unknown to a studio or an agency or something like that and say, here is my screenplay. I want you to check it out. You have an option of going to the WGA, and it's not a copyright. It's essentially a Dewey Decimal System placeholder. You pay a couple bucks. You say, okay, Joe Smith wrote, the best of my life, in 1995. That's put there. They can say, oh, okay, if a movie of the same name is put out there and has the same exact stuff with it, and you have already it on file several years prior, you can sue them. You might not win, but you definitely can sue them. That's it. That's all that you can do. If you try to go there and say, it's my screenplay, you can't do anything with it without asking me, you're not going to get anywhere in Hollywood. You might as well just give up now and head on to the hills. So they go on, by creating NFT assets for scripts, yeah, right, books or other written works, writers can credibly assert a new form of provable ownership over their intellectual property. Doesn't matter. It really doesn't. You can put it on an NFT. It's not gonna. In fact, I would say it would be less than registering it through the WGA. Because they can just say, oh, okay, you've got it on a blockchain. So what? It doesn't matter. They just write right over it. It doesn't matter. Actors, while always at the entertainment forefront, aren't immune to intermediary challenges. From casting agencies to film studios, a sizable portion of an actor's income can be diverted. It is diverted. However, NFTs might also furnish them with a novel opportunity to tokenize their works. Ooh, go on. Won't you go on? Tokenization on the blockchain further, they didn't say it, further allows artists and creators to market and distribute their tokenized creations directly to their audience or investors, thus facilitating instantaneous earnings. Maybe, maybe, we'll see. Moreover, if properly encoded, so you're going to have a writer or an actor properly encode an NFT. Okay, sure. The smart contract inherent in the NFT can permit writers a royalty with every future resale or use of their work, promising consistent earnings over time. So you're saying that actors and writers that can't understand a regular contract are going to automatically be able to properly know networking, encoding, cryptography, and smart contracts in their NFT. They're going to know all that. They're going to know all that to get their royalties. Doubtful. Here's what I would bet. There would be another. There would be another layer. There would be a middleman in between there that would handle all of this stuff, and then give the actors or the writers out there a portion of that, which is what we have right now. So it doesn't really change anything. Moreover, blockchain technology, inherent authenticization, one of these days, beer, mechanism makes certain that writers are always credited for their contributions. For crying out loud. In a sector plagued by piracy and unsanctioned distribution, the blockchain's unchangeable ledger ensures the original creators of a tokenized asset remain identifiable, adding an additional protective layer to the intellectual property. That's probably the best thing that can come of it, is just an extra layer of, yes, I did write this, or I was in this movie and this was my contract. If you have the contract already and there's an issue, you go to court with it. A blockchain authentication doesn't really that doesn't give you any bonus points. That doesn't give you any plus points there. It's just, oh, okay, there's an additional confirmation of it. So that's about it. While AI's looming presence threatens occupations, these technologies offer an unparalleled level of control unavailable in previous disputes. God, this is just look, it's just buzzwords here. AI, NFTs, blockchain technology, blah, 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 blah. This is all just gobbledygook. Crying out loud. Through NFTs, writers and actors possess the tools to reframe industry relationships. Doubtful. Pivoting from an exploitative framework to one of open, equitable value exchange. Assuming that the studios and production companies would go along with that, which is doubtful. The shift will be incremental. It won't happen at all. But the current strikes underscore a pivotal moment in the fight for creative rights. This clash isn't about rectifying current grievances. Aha! Okay, well, there we go. Close up shop. It's about sculpting the future modus operandi of the creative realm amidst burgeoning digital and automated influences. This symbolizes a quest for present-day rights and a vision to safeguard a just future in the AI era, seeing to it that both talent and identity remain shielded from exploitation. Hardly at all. Jordy Visser is president and CIO. Shouldn't he be CEO? At the Weiss Multi-Strategy Advisors. Oh, a global hedge fund and asset management firm. Well then, gee, I wonder what their interest is in all of this. Again, there you go. There's your third person. There's your middleman or woman right there. They're basically just saying, instead of the agencies that would handle that, people at hedge funds and asset management firms would be handling it. So, gosh, I don't know which are bigger crooks. I'm not sure. I'm not sure which one we want to push into the Bitcoin volcano first. Gosh, that's a tough one. That's probably a coin flip for Bear here. Could go either way. Could go either way out there. All right. Well, Bear has apparently stunned everyone with his brilliance out here, including Jeff Potts, who I don't know if Jeff Potts still here. I guess not. Nobody's watching old Bear. All right. Well, I'm glad I put all the effort into all this. All right. Well, with that note, with nobody else watching, I guess we'll go ahead and wrap it up here, people. Glad to have some people show up. Oh, there's Grant. There's Grant. He's like the wind. He's like the wind, apparently. So there you are. There you are, Grant. Well, I hope you were entertained and enjoyed what we have here. We try to do this every Wednesday and Saturday night, usually around 8 o'clock or so. But I guess everybody's out enjoying their weekend here because old Bear only got Grant here. So we appreciate Grant. We appreciate Grant coming out here and keeping Bear company here. Keeping him company for the little bit of time that we have here. Talking about NFTs, studios, James Gunn's nonsense, September months of, all that good stuff. And all the meat that you should be eating. I combine the two. Meat, eating. There we go. And crypto as well. We had to sneak a little bit of crypto in there just to make sure everybody's on their toes. Make sure they're on their toes. Well, anyways, Grant, thank you. Thank you so much for keeping Bear hungry. But you know what? He's getting a little bit hungry, so he's going to head back into the woods. So until next time, person. Until next time, people. Grrr.